Day drama continues, but this time we saw, obviously from last week, Xavier Woods was not thrilled with the LWO, and he was talking some ish to Mr. Rey Mysterio, which then led to them having this match on Raw, which Xavier Woods won by getting, I mean, okay, is it dirty tactics? Was it a coincidence? Was it an accident? Was it just taking advantage of the moment? We don't know. But this man fully unmasked Rey Mysterio. I actually was like, oh,
no, I popped. No, I popped. I popped a little bit. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen on WWE programming. You kidding me? That's so like risque.
I was standing next to my sister, who is like the biggest Rey Mysterio fan I know, and I was like, oh my god, his mask is off. His mask is off. She was like, what? And I was like, I had to tell her, like, obviously it's part of the match. It wasn't just like an accident.
No, this, that wasn't a botch. No,
but I was like, no, it was fully off. And that instantly earned Woods heat. They were booing him automatically. So he didn't. He tried to clarify and say it was an accident. He just took advantage of the circumstances.
Yeah, it's a Kofi. He said it was an accident. But let's clarify that.
Do we trust that?
Not a fucking chance.
He's doing such a great job, I feel like, so far to already get under your skin, because I'm already like, ew, Woods, like, ew, you know?
When he came out after Ray did, and you hear, it's a new day, yes it is, that was the quietest I've ever heard the crowd after Big E's intro, Def Rebel intro.
Yeah.
And the way he walked out too, and obviously we'll get to this match, but the way he walked out for Kofi's match too, like, you can tell they are planting the seeds there for the eventual Xavier Woods heel turn. And if this happens, I want you to acknowledge me, Sarah, as your champion.
Why do I need to acknowledge
you? No. Or you don't have, but the peeps do.
I was like, what did I do?
You're on my side anyways. We acknowledge each other. I'm saying the peeps need to acknowledge me, that only acknowledge me if Xavier Woods turns on Kofi at the 10th anniversary of the New Day. Well, that would be some red wedding Game of Thrones reference for
when is that?
And it's soon. That's why the thought came out, because it is. Yeah, they are approaching it, and that leads to my bigger idea of letting this just slow burn and having them have a one-on-one match at WrestleMania.
You know what could happen too? So the other thing that we learned was that Jey Uso apparently said, hey, Kofi, I want to give you an Intercontinental title shot next week. And he said, I went and told him that, that's great and that's awesome, blah, blah, blah. But I said, I think you deserve it. So Xavier Woods is going to be facing Jey Uso next week on the first 2-hour episode of Raw next week. And obviously he's going to lose, right? Obviously. I'm guessing the way they further this is maybe the following week or whenever Kofi gets his match, Xavier makes sure he loses because he lost. So he cannot have Kofi win and get the title that he got to go for first, and he couldn't win. To me, it feels like, okay, that's another step of being like, no, because the way that they're going about this, we kind of talked about it last week, is like so much better than I think what they were originally going for. And so this whole idea of not being good enough or being overlooked or whatever is a one of the oldest stories in the book of wrestling. And I think that's the right way to go with the Xavier Woods thing, because he is the odd man out of the trio. He's never won the singles title. He's never been the WWE champion the way Big E and Kofi have. So him taking it personally, that he lost to Jey, and then he sees Kofi get a chance and he's this close to beating him, like, he's going to want to stop that. And I feel like that's a great way to get people invested, because like, they're not going to want to see Jey lose. They're not going to also want to necessarily see Kofi lose, but they definitely don't want to see him lose because his friend made sure he lost. You know what I mean? So it's very easy to like get people invested in that if they go about it that way. I don't know. That's
it is. You're 1,000% right. And going along with the Jey Uso title reign too, those are 2 title defenses
Mm-hmm.
that he can just check right off,
Mm-hmm.
which will legitimize his reign to the point where you can start thinking, okay, he already beat 2 people. He can lose to this person. Or, okay, it may be a little bit of a hot potato for a bit, but at least there's some sort of feud going on where it's a fight between them and they're not just passing it around for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
There's a lot of you have to think like that in this era, because as we saw last night, a lot like they connect stories. Like they do not shy away from the long-term story element of it now. So you have to really pay attention to it.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. A lot more interesting than I think I was expecting. Um uh no one wait, who was saying that Big E might be coming back? I think this is not leading to a heel. I don't think at Big E it is not gonna we're not gonna know if he can come back for a few more months.
Yeah, he gets was it tri-monthly,
Yeah.
like every 3 months or something like that.
Richard Richard's still there with that possibility of Kofi turning.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I'm not saying that that's inevitably what's going to happen. Obviously, it's looking more like
Jeez.
it's going to be Xavier, but I wouldn't throw out the
He's
possibility.
wearing black. He's wearing
I would.
all black. It's
But
legit.
how hilarious would it be if we think this or they're trying to sell it that it's going to be Xavier, but no, it's Kofi getting fed up with Xavier's BS. It would be such a swerve that no one would be expecting. So that's why it's kind of like,
like a swerve when you drive the.
yeah, whatever.